Greg's family has been stuck in Grandma's basement for what feels like forever. They're sick of dealing with each other all day, every day. They can't wait for a chance to finally leave this place. In case you can't tell, this book was written during the big lockdown of the 2020 coronavirus pandemic. Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review. The Heffleys get a chance to leave the house when they are asked to collect an old camper that Uncle Gary abandoned 2 years ago. It's perfect for a family road trip. Heffleys, have you forgotten what a disaster your last family road trip was? Everyone wants to get different things from the camping store. Greg wants luxury items, Manny wants weapons, and Roderick falls asleep in a hammock. They clean out the camper, and Mom suggests making online videos about their trip. I'm jealous because their video thumbnail is way better than mine. After saying, we should make videos, Mom locks up everybody's phones. How are they supposed to make videos now, Mom? The Heffleys struggle to find a good place to go. The nice lake ends up being a fish hatchery, and the abandoned field ends up being a public park. They go tubing at a family adventure center. Greg falls out of his tube and needs to be saved, but his bathing suit came off. He doesn't want to be embarrassed, so he purposely avoids being saved by the lifeguard. Not to complain, but Greg's bathing suit falls off, and Mom locks up everyone's phones were both scenes featured in the live-action Wimpy Kid movies. They camp in a national forest, where Greg gets a little lost. He's disgusted to learn the camper has a sewage tank. Honestly, I'm surprised Greg doesn't talk about RV toilet paper. That feels like a topic he could complain about for quite a while, especially since this book was written during a toilet paper shortage. When a bear visits their camp, Manny sets off a flare. The Heffleys are kicked out of the park. I don't know if they should blame Manny or thank him. Mom decides they should spend the final 120 pages at an RV park called Camper's Eden. It's an okay place to stay, although the wild kids definitely need more adult supervision, and the people in the luxury area openly disdain the economy class campers. A skunk eats the family's dinner. This gives Greg the idea to make himself smell as bad as a skunk by never taking showers. Mom doesn't like that idea at all. The family has a second dinner to make up for the one they lost. A neighbor jumps in and sprays everyone with a fire extinguisher for breaking the everyone goes to bed at 9 o'clock rule. This lady is a huge jerk. Even if she didn't know the Heffleys are new, she could have gently reminded them of the rule instead of rushing to attack first thing. Another rude neighbor is a chainsaw guy who wakes everybody up early in the morning. He also dumps the family's laundry on the ground. Greg leaves him alone because he's scary looking. I wonder if this mustachioed villain knows Mr. Beardo. The shower situation here is not good. The showers are co-ed, and the stalls are so low, your neighbor can see everything. When Greg tries to put a second quarter into the shower machine, a guy steals his stall and his shampoo. At the lake, people are disgusting, and kids jump on rafts. They don't care if the rafts are empty or not. The worst are teenagers who use a giant slingshot to shoot watermelons at everyone. Where's the camp director when you need him? Mom forces Greg to hang out with a group of boys. They get into arguments over things like what animal would be hardest to fight. They play pranks on people, and they use water guns to soak the watermelon teenagers. When the teenagers chase them, the boys scramble to get more ammo. They get ketchup and soda, which makes such a big mess that the teenagers give up. The next day, the camp director uses promises of ice cream sundaes to catch the boys. Why does he punish them and not the teenagers? The other boys get out of trouble by blaming Greg for everything. Greg hides at a crowded pool party, where Mom makes the family participate in every event. I was surprised the picture on the cover is taken directly from the book. That normally doesn't happen in this series. There is a sudden lightning storm, and Greg's entire family is sprayed by a skunk. They spend so much time trying to get rid of the smell, they miss most of the big drama. See, the bridge out of camp was destroyed. Everyone at camp panics. They clear out the supply store, and hoarders drain the main water pump. People are so desperate for water, one woman sells her wedding ring for shower water, and people accidentally destroy all the water in the laundry area. The pets form a wild pack. People start tipping campers in order to rob them. On top of all that, there's a flood warning. Greg convinces his family to escape by driving across a shallow part of the stream. They get stuck on a rock until a flash flood carries them away. Manny uses his amazing jigsaw puzzle skills to perfectly fit the camper into the broken bridge. Instead of helping the Heffleys, everyone drives over their camper and leaves. The camp ends up being a really nice place with nobody else around. The Heffleys love it. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book was great. I wasn't so keen on the idea of having a third book where the family goes on vacation, but it ruled. I'm sure it was popular with readers who wanted to leave their houses for the first time in months. There's some social commentary on how cruel people were to strangers during the pandemic. I remember when the government announced they were shutting down all libraries. That night, the library was mobbed by a bunch of parents scrambling to get enough books to keep their kids entertained for months. I can assure you that every single Wimpy Kid book was checked out of the library that night. Greg talks about Noah's Ark near the start of the book, which is not only funny, but deftly foreshadows the problems with animals and the flood at the end. This book was so good, it makes me wish there was more to it. Like Roderick joins the Watermelon Teens, or Uncle Gary tries to take back his camper at the end. I have no complaints about this book. It's good to see the series has not gone off the deep end. I give Diary of a Wimpy Kid number 15, The Deep End, a 10 out of 10.